Yo, what's goody, what's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another video. We got the Civic off the trailer, it's inside. What we're gonna be doing today, we're gonna be trying to cut our brake lines, get that stuff all installed, and then pump our brakes so we can get our brakes back to how they're supposed to be. And then also we're gonna be installing our drive shaft if I can get everything installed. So we got our riv nut tool that should help us out with our riv nuts. We also going to install our wires for our fan, get our fans working as well. We can't put the coolant in the car because we don't have the actual like hoses, because I bought brand new Integra hoses for the radiator. I didn't want to reuse those old ones because they was like all stiff and stretched out. So we got new hoses for that. We're gonna get that all handled and everything. So let's get all this stuff in and start building. Yes, sir. All right, so I cut the brake lines. I got one of the T's installed. I'm working on the second one with the tool. First I had to go ahead and grind down this side with like a little grinder, not a grinder, but a filer. So now what we want to do, don't ever forget, I'm gonna slide this bad boy on first. So I'm gonna take this off, slide this on first, and I'm gonna try to knock this out. All right, before I tighten this up, I want to show you what I was doing. So I deburred it with like a razor. Make sure that you can get this little dowel, and what that does is it crushes the tip of the metal and it creates a bubble. So after we create a bubble, we use this part without the dowel to create our bubble flare. So I'm gonna tighten this down. It's gonna crush all that tip of that metal, that aluminum that's right there, and it's gonna make sure it's all confined so our little slider back here won't slide off. And we're gonna put on our T and make sure everything fits. So let me tighten this up real quick. All right, like I was saying, so that created the bubble. Now let's create the flare. And I know to you it might not look different, but I created an inner flare so it can fit in this bad boy. I don't know if you can see in there, you see like a little flare in there, and that's where it fits. So let's get this off and put it on and fit it. Just like that, we got both our, we got two of our T's on. We still have to do this last little line here. I'm still trying to let it leak all out and then do it, but it'll be the last one, and then we'll have our T fittings in our brake lines all done. Then we'll have to just drill a hole here and then create our line to run with this frame, because as you know, the drive shaft does sit literally right here. So that'll be the next thing we're gonna install is the drive shaft, but let's get this all done first and then move up to the top. All right, so right now I'm working on bending up these lines so we can shoot straight up for the stars. So I got both of these lines already pretty much cut and bent. Still got to add the fitting onto this one, so we're just trying to bend these and see where are we cutting these lines at, or if we're cutting these lines. This one needs a little bit more bend to it, so I'm gonna hit this one up a little bit more so that way it can hug the body a little bit better. But we're almost there, so let's get this done. All right, working on our last little line. Ain't the best, but it's gonna work. So let me show you what we got going on. So all this stuff is gonna get tucked up, but right now this literally is gonna pop in here and pop right here, just like that. And then we're gonna have one line running all the way up to the hydro handbrake. So let me get done with this and we can start working on the hydro handbrake line, which is over there. So all right, so I've got it all hooked up. Fortunately, it's still fucking leaking. I flared them out perfect. I'm telling you, the flares are good. It's leaking under the car too. Like all of them are just bad. So at this point, I might have to go get some new brake lines from the junkyard, snatch them all out, and then put them on my car. But right now, this thing is not working at all. I'm just frustrated today, bro. I think I'm just frustrated in general, but yeah, this thing ain't working. I tried to use my little MPT, but that wasn't working either. So I don't know, man. I'm just pissed. I'm frustrated. I think I'm just over today so far. So I'm gonna go give Angel all his tools back and probably pull the car outside and go park it and try to work on it the next day. I don't really want to touch the fans, man. That right there, I spent hours on that just for it to not work. Shit just pissed me off. I think it's this tool too. I think this tool is just cheap, just a cheap tool. Honestly, yeah, it kind of look cheap, but I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. All the line, like even the brake fluid under the car is coming out, so I don't know, man. Shit's annoying. For a fact, when I do this one's literally, this one's leaking for sure. So shit's so weird, man. Shit's weird as fuck. But I'm gonna head out. Get out of here, man. I didn't even put the drive shaft in. I didn't do nothing, man. That shit just blew me. I know yesterday I was sad because I couldn't get the shit in the car, but today we're looking good. Almost got the drive shaft in. Just got one bolt in. Gotta turn this drive shaft up. Need this to turn this yoke to, or the transfer case to turn just a little bit, and we'll be able to have the drive shaft in. But look at that. Looking good, man. And I used Allen key, like kind of bolts. So just tighten it with an Allen socket instead of using those. These are too short because they're not threaded all the way. So these are too short for the car. I know I'm not recording much, but I'm trying to get most of this stuff done so we can start our radiator. But we got the drive shaft in, except the front, like I was saying earlier. Right now, I just skipped this for right now, and we're about to do the compression fittings. Like I said, I found a fix for the hydro handbrake. They're just compression fittings right here. It's like a little sleeve like this that compresses the brake line into this little sleeve, and you don't have to flare these out at all. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting the ends off, the flare part, putting the compression fitting on, and then we're going to tighten them all down. Then we have to install our radiator and our radiator hoses. So let me get this all cut. Okay, like I was saying, you put the sleeve on, and then you hit this little crush sleeve. Oh, don't want to lose that. And you put the little crush sleeve on, this part right here, and you want this to slide on just like I was saying. So you want to put this bad boy on there, and then this sleeve will collapse with this, and it will go in there. So basically what you want it to do, you want this pipe, you want the brake line here to butt out in the inside of this T here. You want the brake line to butt out, and then you want to slide the crush washer over, and then you want to slide this bad boy over. So while I'm trying to record and do all this at the same time, let me knock it out and show you what it's gonna look like. All right, the bad boys are installed. Hopefully they seal up. Now I'm cutting our new lines to go right here, and we're gonna probably shoot up into the body here, doing our 3AN line right here. Gotta take that line out because we're going into an AN fitting. So right now I'm tightening the thermostat. so we can get the radiator and the coolant back in the car. I put the drive shaft in. I'll show you here once I get done with this. Just lifted the rear tires and bolted in the drive shaft. I'm trying to get this thing on. There we go. Let's get this thing all tightened up. Alright, so added the thermostat, then I got our Skunk 2 dope hoses on that I got brand new. Well, these bad boys are gonna get added onto the car as well. And then I'm cutting the radiator fan wires now so we can get these all chopped and ready to go. We just gotta add in these plugs for our fans. Now the relays is almost hooked all the way up. I just got a couple things I need to. What the fuck is Stacy doing? It's being annoying, but got a little bit more to do. And we gotta hook this up to the battery. Gotta hook the ground up and the switch to the fucking relay. Like I said, I'm just gonna chop these bad boys out, reverse the polarity on the front one, and have this one blowing. So we're almost done, but it's almost closing time. Ivan hooked me up with this hat. I don't know if you can see the word Southwest on it. Hooked me up with a flex hat. Just gave me something pretty much dope to do. Still waiting on parts for the hydro handbrake. We just need one fitting and one AN hose, because our AN hose over here is pretty small. So I'm gonna take this back with me. This bad boy is too small for this, so this has to come home with me to return. And we're gonna go to Yearwood to grab 3 AN hose, so that way we can get the hydro handbrake in. But we're almost done. Need 2 hose clamps. Actually, just need 1 hose clamp because this one's still good. So 1 hose clamp, get this bad boy on the radiator right there. Then the bottom will go on. But look how much room we have. I ain't never got to show y'all. Josh fixed this up. We don't got no room on this side though at all. There's like barely any room. The bung is literally near the fan. It's probably gonna melt the edge of the fan, but we'll be alright. But I covered the whole side with foil tape. It's like that heater tape for like high temp fires and stuff like that. So got that fixed. Josh made us a mid plate, but the holes don't line up. So we're gonna have to re-drill this bad boy. Holes don't line up. Appreciate him for making that. And then what else? Oh, we put the drive shaft in. Let me show you the drive shaft. I think I already showed y'all, but we actually got it all the way bolted in. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because we're about to head out. So I don't feel like lifting this thing, but the coolant is over there for the radiator. And then we got to wire in our gauge still. I've relocated the gauge. I've just been doing little things because I want the car to be perfect. So I relocated the gauge to the gauge pod. I know I've been saying I want to do that and never got to doing it. But this time I actually relocated it. We just need a couple connectors to get this all put in. I'm going to pop that in there. And then we're not going to have no radio. Then we have our fan switch that's here. Matter of fact, I need to go tighten this up. We'll probably tighten this up right now. But we have our fan switch where we have 2 connectors that's going to go on the back, run into ground. And that way we'll have a switch to be able to turn our fans on. We're just going to turn them on manually instead of turning them on with like a switch or whatever, or a temperature switch. We'll just turn them on manually by ourselves, so that way I can turn them on when I'm like at the track, just let the coolant cool down. But almost done, man. Got a little bit more wiring. Damn, air compressor. A little bit more wiring. So, but like I said, we wrapping it up here until I can figure out that plate and all the other stuff. But I'll catch y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one. Never be down, bro. Air compressor pissing me off. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.